Hey YouTubers, just thought I have to make this video because I did receive a vision from the Lord back in 2003 that said that North Korea and South Korea would go to battle again, and it would be the start of the Third World War, as they did back in 1950-53. The US actually fought for South Korea, and currently they have about 30,000 troops stationed there. But here we see Kim Jong-un, who's the North Korean dictator, and basically he wants to do some nuclear missile testing. Now the US offered, I think it was 500 tons of food, but they've seen that they've persisted in this, rocket testing, and if they get this, it means that they can actually reach US cities if they had to launch these things. Now here we see like a building in North Korea. It looks pretty Illuminati to me. I don't see a lot of people studying architecture and pictures. The Grokst is one of them. I mentioned him before. I'm certain, obviously, he's a very popular YouTuber, but you'll know of him. And basically, what we have in the White House, according to biblical revelation, is what's called Babylon. And then there's the harlot of Babylon as well, who's dressed in crimson and scarlet. Coloured beast, that's riding the beast. The beast is probably Islam, and also, Obama is definitely a Muslim as well, so everything makes sense there. But what we've got, back to the first picture, is, a picture of Kim Jong-un on a grey horse, and in the book of Revelation, the grey horse, or the pale horse, actually represents death. It says death and hell went with him. I'll post the scriptures up on the screen for you. So this is the start of the Third World War. Now people are looking at Israel for maybe decades. I remember I did a speech to a bunch of Sabbatarians, a bunch of Church of God people, and I told them that just to forget looking at Israel. Everybody has been looking at Israel for the past week, but I'm quite very, very pleased that the United Kingdom and the US actually voted to back Israel, because obviously United Kingdom, France and so on were one of the founding nations of Israel, and obviously the US has been one of the sustaining nations for Israel over the past few decades. And Obama did sign a peace treaty. A lot of people have been looking for the Antichrist to be signing a peace treaty. Well, last year on the 9th of Av, which is a time in the Jewish calendar that all of the great judgments have happened against the Jewish people, Barack Obama signed a peace treaty. I'll just say that again. With Israel, okay? So this is the one that people are looking for, the Antichrist. Well, here it is, right in front of you. It happened, I think it was the end of July last year, which is the 9th of Av. Now, what we've got coming up in December is a new moon. And we can see that everything is turning blood red. The oceans, the glaciers, many different things around the world. And if we get a blood red new moon, this coming December 12th, 13th, that's around about the time that North Korea are actually testing this long-range missile. So, a lot of YouTubers have been getting visions about great judgment happening in America during the next few weeks. We're not even talking about months anymore. But let's just deliver this prophecy for what it's worth. I received this prophecy about 10 years ago now, and I don't see a single so-called YouTube prophet or prophetess prophesying that this will be the start of the Third World War. They're all actually talking about Israel and things going down in Damascus. Nobody's actually talking about what's happening in North and South Korea. So this is very much a heads up for all of you. Please be aware that I've been told, by an angel, the links are there, that it will all go off in North and South Korea, and it will start the Third World War, as there is already a lot of boats and everything stationed around the Middle East and around the world, getting ready for Revelation 8:8 to be fulfilled. But the only one that I've actually seen commenting on North Korea is Copper Cab. Now this guy, I just discovered him the other week, but he is very entertaining, but I think he's also the only one that's actually picked up on the fact that North Korea are trying to infiltrate the American culture with their Gangnam Style tunes and all that kind of thing. I'm glad somebody stood up and said something about that, because it's really irritated me. You know, for the YouTube adverts before the videos, you get that song and all that. It's really irritating. So well done, Copper Cab. I'm a big fan of your channel, and I think red hair people are very, very cool. Well, so much for all the big prophecy schools. One that I'm a fan of is The World's Last Chance, but I think that they may be a little bit out about certain doctrine about hell. I'm not sure if they actually say that there is hell, but they're right on with the actual fourth commandment, that it's more than just the seventh day. It's about new moon, Sabbath days, and the rest of the 7 feast days of Israel, which, if we're engrafted in to Jesus Christ through faith, then it means we inherit all Yahweh's feast days as well, and they all speak about Jesus Christ. So again, we're coming into the festive season. Try and make sure that your false prophets and prophetesses will probably get you to honour Satan in some way. And the dung beetle is just like, speaking of those that follow false prophets, they swallow that garbage that they're actually churning out every few months, and I don't see any of them come close or even speak about North Korea and South Korea being right at the start of the Third World War. I've read all of them. Maybe the only one that's came close is a guy called Dmitry Dudman. Also about the prophecy of Jezebel, the false prophecies of Jezebel, which don't come from the Lord, they come from Satan. Remember Albert Pike wrote a lot of prophecies about 3 world wars, so it doesn't mean to say that if you've got prophecy that you're a real prophet. It must come from the Lord, and the word of God among even YouTube channels today are very much diluted. You can have even pretty good doctrine. I mean, Jezebel and Ahab were Israelites, and they would have known when the correct Sabbath days were. There'd be no dispute about that, but the big difference is that they wouldn't have worshipped the Lord. Of course, they would have worshipped Satan and his demons. Okay, so that's you can go on all day about doctrine. The doctrine of Jezebel, she never really had any, except that she worshipped Lucifer and Satan very regularly, and that her false prophets basically made images, probably of her, and there are other types of images that they hung up on their wall. So if you see any YouTube channels that have that, they have images of angels or images of a prophetess or prophet behind them when they're speaking, then it's satanic. Okay, it's actually taking the glory away from Yahweh, and it's actually breaking the second commandment. Okay, so when Jesus comes back, not only will he just destroy all these altars by fire. Okay, and I'll say that again. Not only will he destroy all these altars by fire, but all those that are part of a false prophetical cult. Okay, any cult whatsoever that don't bring glory to Yeshua, then they will burn in hell. It's just as simple as that. You can quote me on that if you want. So that's what I'm saying. That's what Jesus Christ is saying through his prophet today. So I hope you all have a blessed week in Yeshua's name.